What's going on, Saints fans? Welcome into another mailbag here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. We are taking questions and hot takes from our subscribers on our weekly live show every single Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to be a part of the fun next week, be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss out. Let's start off with 313 Ryda. Do you think that we should cut Derek Carr? Now, it's like a tough conversation, to be totally honest. Yes, I think we should cut Derek Carr. No matter what way you do this, whether you cut him or you restructure him, it's not going to go well. Like, you're going to have to pay the piper either way. So, in my opinion, I think you just go ahead and cut him. Because even if you structure him, it's not like that money won't be there next year. I say you cut him, you just move forward, and you just that be that. That's kind of my take on it. Otherwise, like, I don't think he's going to get traded, but yeah, I would just go ahead and cut him right now. That's just my personal thoughts on that 313 writer. Thank you for asking, though. All right, next question. Jaden, Trace, if the Saints got a combination of ACCS and TH, how awesome would that be for the Saints? Is that I don't even know. Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. I got nothing. I'm sorry. Blue fan base. Jaden, if you want to try again, ask again. Blues fan base says, thoughts on getting rid of vets to clear up cap space. Yeah, I mean, you got to do that at some point. I would be willing. I'm not going to cut Taysom Hill. I'm not going to yet. I'm going to keep him on the roster. And honestly, I'd try and trade him at the deadline. You save $10 million if you trade him in, after June 1st. And on top of that, you got to clear up money somewhere. You can't just like keep paying money to people who aren't giving you good production. So, yeah, I mean, tough conversations are going to have to be had. Tough things are going to have to decisions going to have to be made. Cam Jordan could be on the outlook or could be retiring. Taysom Hill could possibly retire. Tyrann Mathieu could be moved. Demario Davis, there's going to be some players that we all love, fan favorites that are not going to be on this roster, and it's going to be a hard conversation. So, for the betterment of the team, yeah, but for my own heart, it sucks to see him go. Mikey Taylor, what tight end would you want if they are all on the board still at round 2? I mean, if everyone's on the board at round 2, give me Tyler Warren. I really also love Harold Fannin. I'm a big fan of Harold Fannin, but Tyler Warren's there at 40. You got to take him. I mean, that's just such good value right there. Thank you for the question, and thank you for the super chat, Mikey. Not Kellen Moore says, I saw Deebo Samuel could get traded. Ooh, this is interesting. Should the Saints do it? I'm going to be totally honest. I haven't looked necessarily at the contract for Deebo Samuel, so I'd have to look at the financials. But in terms of a player, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I get some people are going to say Deebo Samuel's washed, this, that, and the other, but I think that Deebo Samuel is about the closest thing currently in the National Football League to Taysom Hill. So if you wanted to do that, I think you could, and you want to try and recreate it to a little bit of a degree, I think you could. I also think Deebo Samuel is still a tremendous athlete for what it's worth. All righty, I just got to tell you guys, the bosses, they're kind of been up my ass recently. They wanted to start a Bucks channel. I told them, don't do that. We convinced them not to. But now they're saying they want to start a Panthers channel. They're like, well, the Panthers beat the Saints, and the Panthers went on all these games where they almost won and rattled off a couple wins there late, so they're a hot team. We got to start a channel for them. I did tell them, let's make a deal here. If we get 1,000 likes, can we push this off another month? They said yes. So if we get 1,000 likes on this video, I asked you to like the video earlier, I'm going to ask you to do it again. Like this video if you want the New Orleans Saints now by Chat Sports to be the main top channel for Chat Sports in the NFC South. If you don't want a Panthers channel, hit the thumbs up icon, like this video. Now, really quickly, got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks, the best way to win money during the basketball season. Which players are going to go off? Which players aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long with PrizePicks. PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. PrizePicks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season, and it's the best way to get action in sports in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. Now, PrizePicks already has projections for a lot of professional football players next season, and I absolutely love it. I love looking ahead. It's like Brock Bowers is definitely getting over 1,100 yards, so that's free money. I'm going to take that. Jaden Daniels, very high on him, and then Saquon Barkley. We saw what he did this year. I think he can recreate a little bit of that next year, so I'm going to take the more on all of it. At the end of the day, life's too short to project the less. So get started with PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS when you download the PrizePicks app to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. All that information is in the comments and description of this video. Shout out to PrizePicks. Run your game. Alrighty, football goats. Do you think the Saints are getting Fields and dropping Carr? I don't know. My thing is, I don't think the Saints are going to go be big spenders at the quarterback position. I think if they move on from Carr, they're just going to roll the dice with Spencer Rattler and see what happens. That doesn't mean they won't sign a Jacoby Brissett, a Jameis Winston, one of those type guys for a vet minimum, or like a Geno Smith or something like that. But I don't think that you're going to spend money. Like Justin Fields deserves more than the vet minimum, in my opinion. I'd be open to it. I don't think that it's as likely. Plus, there's a lot of chatter, a lot of conflicting reports. The Steelers want Russell Wilson. Steelers actually favor Justin Fields. Well, Russell Wilson could go to the Raiders with Pete Carroll. There's a lot of stuff happening there. So we'll have to see what happens with the Steelers first. I think Justin Fields would pick, if he could, to stay in Pittsburgh. Kyron, what if the Saints trade up in the draft to get no, I'm good. Nope, not worth it. Shedeur Sanders, no quarterback in this draft class. To be totally honest, there's not a player in this draft class I would trade up for except for Abdul Carter. That's the only player I'm trading up for. I have no desire of drafting Shedeur Sanders or trading up, giving rid of more capital. To get him. I have no desire to trade up and give away capital to try and get Cam Ward. No. This quarterback class is not good enough to justify that. Absolutely the frick not. But thank you for the question, Kyron. Courtney, would you take Jeanty or Skattebo? I'm going to assume Jeanty round 1, Skattebo round 2. This is tough because I love Cam Skattebo, and he is my favorite running back prospect. But Ashton Jeanty he's a generational talent. And I just think that he is a phenomenal football player. I think Ashton Jeanty is a guy that, there is the connection to Kellen Moore, being that they're both Boise State Broncos. And I just think that Ashton Jeanty might be more all-around ready right now. I'm going to take Ashton Jeanty over the two. But I love Cam Skattebo. Don't get it twisted. I love Cam Skattebo. I'd absolutely be happy and be stoked about that pick. I'd be stoked about either of those. Atlanta Falcons. That's hilarious. Cut Derek Carr. Bring back Jameis Winston. Did you see him at Super Bowl week? If you're asking about Carr, no. Did not see Derek Carr once at Super Bowl week. I was out in New Orleans on Radio Row. I was out there on Bourbon Street. We were out on Canal. We were in the city. We were doing it. Did not see or hear a peep about or from Derek Carr the entire time. Meanwhile, Jameis Winston was quite literally the MVP of the week. He had a better week than the Philadelphia Eagles at the Super Bowl. I'd be all in on this, to be totally honest. It's very obvious Jameis Winston wants to be in New Orleans. It's very obvious he loves this city. I'm not going to sit here and say you're going to sign him to go and win you a bunch of games. But for a bridge quarterback to come in a pinch, if Spencer Rattler gets hurt or you absolutely need somebody, sure, why not? He's not going to go and win you 10 games. To be honest, it's probably a good thing. So, sure, why not do this? It's just for the fun. I mean, the vibes would be amazing just for what it's worth. I know a lot of y'all would rather have Derek Carr than Winston. Carr is better than Winston for what it's worth, but you can't tell me that it wouldn't be more fun with Jameis. All right, Aiden, how do you feel about the Saints getting D-line at number 9? Maybe James Pearce Jr.? I do like defensive line at number 9. When it comes to the New Orleans Saints and picking at 9, I think James Pearce Jr. might be a little bit of a stretch at 9. I would be willing to trade back to the 15, anywhere from the 12 to 20 range. I think you could still get him. On top of that, if Mason Graham's there, I'm going Mason Graham at 9 over James Pearce. It doesn't mean I don't like James Pearce. I just I think 9 is a little bit of a reach, but yeah, I do like going defensive line in round 1. All right, if you guys are excited for Mardi Gras, let the good times roll. Hit that thumbs up icon, like this video. Second reminder, if you haven't already, we're trying to prevent the bosses from getting Panthers chat sports started. So let's go ahead and just prevent that from ever happening. Like the video. Also, if you're excited for Mardi Gras, hit the thumbs up icon. King Cake, I am so excited to eat you. Mikey Taylor, $2 super chat. Aaron Rodgers or Sam Darnold? Can I say no? Is no an option? I'll tell you. I'll tell you no, and I'll tell you why for both of them. No for Aaron Rodgers. Don't want to deal with it. Don't want to deal with the crazy. I don't want to spend the money on it. I don't want to have to manage it. I would rather just start building something for the future. Tired of signing old, expensive players. Sam Darnold, kind of the opposite. He's young, but he's still going to be expensive. He earned himself a lot of money this year. He was very, very good. So I'm going to say no to both. That's my take. Jernbo, if the Saints cut Derek Carr, would you bring back Thomas for a year? Look, I mean, I guess I guess the Michael Thomas rumors are back on. Dennis Allen's gone. If Derek Carr's gone, feels like that's who he had the beef with. That and Jeff Duncan. I mean, he's gone, guys. He was off for a whole year. Players don't come back after being off for a whole year and play well again. No. He was great. I love Mike Thomas. I'll forever love what he did, but we've already put this to rest. Let's keep it that way. Coach Trizzy, what's going on, Coach? I've seen Micah Parsons trade rumors. I don't care. Get Micah to the Saints. Okay. I'm with you. Micah to the Saints would fix a lot of problems for what it's worth, and it would be an awesome investment. I think that'd be an investment that 100% pays off. It's going to cost you a lot, not just in terms of capital to get Micah Parsons, but in terms of paying him too. And the Cowboys, they're a poorly run organization right now, so maybe you could try and fleece them, but I'm all in on going to try and get Micah Parsons. I just don't think it's very realistic. I think that he wants to go to a contender. I think he would rather go make a lot of money, and quite frankly, the Saints don't have money to spend on a guy like Micah Parsons, which, hopefully here in a couple of years we do, because that means our cap space is figured out, and that means we are hopefully competing to win football games again. So, that's where we're looking forward to. Just get back on track this year, and then let's start building in the following years. All right, Saints fans, thank you guys so much for tuning into our mailbag. Maybe a little bit of longer video, but, of course, we always appreciate y'all for hanging out. If you guys tuned into the whole video, give me a real one down in the comment section. That way I know who the legends are in the chat. Thank y'all so much. Y'all stay golden. We will see you next time.